All right, thanks for checking in with your evening weather update. We sure hope you had a great Thursday, or better yet, Friday Eve. As we get into our Friday, well, we're going to be a little bit warmer. We've had that system swinging its way through the area. That's actually brought us a little bit of a wintry mix. We've had reports of a little bit of sleet around the area, but again, this is still transitioning into more of a snow event for the higher elevation. So we'll talk about that coming up here in just a few minutes. First things first, though, I want to take you outside and show you what it looked like. Here at around the 6 o'clock hour, we had mostly cloudy skies across the area. Hopefully you had a chance to embrace that cool sunshine before the clouds moved their way back in. But the clouds have settled on it. Now, they're not going to last all night, and because of that, the colder air mass in place, we're talking about a brutally cold start to our Friday morning. Here's the big picture. We got our storm system that's been swinging its way through the area. Again, those showers are just kind of been hanging on, spotty in nature, and a little bit of sleet here or there. But as this northwesterly flow continues and the temperatures continue to drop, we're going to wring out the atmosphere in the form of those snow showers across the mountains of East Tennessee. I actually wanted to take you up to Klingman's Dome. Temperatures have been in the 20s across the area, and a little bit of light snow you can see just right there on the tips of the trees at the bottom of the screen. By the way, the elevation of Klingman's Dome is 6,644 feet above sea level. So let's go down a little bit lower in elevation, and we'll head over to Newfound Gap. And again, a little bit of light snow. Not a ton so far, elevation at 5,049 feet. And I talk about that because when we dive into the details on the winter weather advisory, it plays a part in elevation of how much snowfall you're going to get. I think that picture right there at Newfound Gap is going to be a totally different story as we wake up on Friday morning. So light rain, a little bit of sleet with mountain snow showers through the early overnight hours. Again, it's not going to last all night because we'll have clearing skies, and that allows our morning lows to drop down into the 20s. And so a hard freeze and quite a bit of frost expected early Friday morning, so keep that in mind if you park outside. Mostly dry this weekend, but heavier rain showers expected Sunday night. Not to mention, I do have a change in the forecast from the Storm Prediction Center. If you've joined me on social media, you may have already seen this already, but we do have an elevated risk for severe storms. So for the rest of the evening hours, again, a couple of spotty showers, a little drizzle, a little mist, a little bit of sleet possible because we've got cold air aloft and a little bit above freezing at the surface, but it's a saturated column of air, and that's why we've got a couple of light showers and some sleet. But you can see our future cast as we progress through the evening and during the early overnight hours. We're going to continue to see that strong northwesterly flow. The air goes up over the mountains, and so it wrings out the atmosphere like a sponge. But as we get into the early morning hours, we're going to have clearing skies, and that's going to allow for those morning lows to drop off. Rainfall amounts from here on out, not too terribly impressive. Wasn't expected to be very impressive at all, but again, lackluster in the rainfall department. But when it comes to the snowfall department, well, it's going to pile up across the highest peaks of the Smokies. The National Weather Service has already issued a winter weather advisory. We talked about this morning, but it was for Blount, Sevier, and Cocke County. They've extended up into Greene, Unicoi, and Carter counties up into Upper East Tennessee. So that's the only change there from the winter weather advisory. But the highest peaks of the Smokies looking like they're going to see anywhere from 1 to 3, 2 to 4, pockets of 3 to 6 across the highest peaks. I think that's going to be right there closer to between Newfound Gap and Davenport. Then you get into Upper East Tennessee, and I think a good solid 1 to 3 inches is possible. So here's our snowfall total forecast. Again, I've thrown some elevations on there because generally speaking, above 2,500 feet, we could see 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. Could you see a couple of flurries or maybe some light snow showers during the overnight hours across parts of Gatlinburg, Wares Valley, maybe Cosby area? Yeah, I can't rule that out, but I'm not expecting a whole lot. And maybe just wringing out the atmosphere with a few light flurries across the Cumberland Plateau, so maybe a light, very light dusting possible. I'd love for you to share photos, by the way. You can do so easily with the East Tennessee Weather app under Witcher's Pictures. And to get to the East Tennessee Weather app, if you don't have that, just scan the QR code right there at the bottom right-hand side of the screen, or log on to easttnweather.com. I have links for the Android and iPhone apps to download right there at the top of the website. Clearing skies and cold temperatures tonight, a hard freeze and frost developing. But as we look at your 7-day forecast, we're going to continue to see quiet weather conditions for our Friday and Saturday. Sunday, we're going to see increasing chances for rain. Now, 30% is going to be late in the day, but we do basically have a 100% chance of rain Sunday night into Monday morning, and then maybe just a couple of spotty showers with moderating temperatures next week. As I mentioned, we do have that elevated risk, so this is a 15% probability. Basically, anywhere inside that yellow area, within 25 miles of any given point, we can anticipate severe storms. That's what that means. So we'll see as we get into day 3 what the Storm Prediction Center does with that to see if they issue any sort of risk associated with that here in the East Tennessee. But it's going to be a cold front swinging through, and this cold front's going to slide on through. Again, it's going to be late in the day on Sunday. So most of our Sunday is going to be warm and windy with temperatures in the 70s. And then again, back behind the frontal boundary will kind of moderate nicely. But generally speaking, we're talking about the possibility of about a half an inch of rainfall. So not talking about a ton of rain at this point of the game, but definitely something to keep in mind as we progress through time. All right, we sure hope you have a great night. Wake Up with the Witcher starts off at 6 o'clock in the morning. All East Tennessee weather platforms are updated by 6. But if you want to join in on the live broadcast, 6 a.m., we get to work with weather, we talk traffic, and of course, we have a little bit of fun talking about some national holidays of the day. In the meantime, we'll leave you with a live view up into Gatlinburg.